It's Gimme the Headlines presented by Hyundai, and that was Jameis Winston, who always gives us a headline, win or lose.
Oh, that's
How
amazing.
great are his pregame
They really
speeches?
are. They really are. I mean, he's got great energy.
Yep.
You could see why locker rooms like having him.
Yes.
You could see there's legitimate joy, right, about people being around him. You could tell when he scores and he has success, the way the sideline acts.
They love it.
They love it, right? He's got all that. It's still not as good as the Cleveland one. The Cleveland one on the Thursday night. But call your aunties and your uncle. Tell them you're the only thing on, right?
Yep.
Something like that. That was an all-timer. I can still remember sitting there watching that, just laughing, going to my wife, like, look at him. He is hilarious. And look at the team in the locker room shaking their head like, damn, you're right. We are the only thing on. Let me call my auntie and uncle.
Because he's always got something unique each time. It's never like, today's the day. It's always like, where's he going?
110%.
It's like we outside, but we inside over and over again. The Giants lose this game, and it was no fault of Jameis Winston. They lose 34-27 in overtime. What's the headline for this, Chris?
You win some, you lose some.
I like that one a lot.
We seem to lose some a lot, okay, when we're the New York Giants. I mean, we win some all in the third quarter, and then the fourth quarter, we lose them all the time right now. It's driving me crazy.
Well, that was thanks to 264 scrimmage yards from Jahmyr Gibbs, and it felt like it could have been even more if they just kept giving him the ball all day. He is the second player in NFL history with 200-plus rushing yards and 10-plus catches in a single game. LaDainian Tomlinson is his only other company for that in 2002. He is absolutely ridiculous.
He's, special. He's arguably the best running back in the football, right? I mean, he's right up there with Jonathan Taylor or Saquon Barkley or whoever you want. He's the hottest one in the sport right now.
Yep.
There's no denying that. Right, ever since Dan Campbell has taken over play calling, the one thing that has definitely been consistent is get Gibbs the ball. Even in the sluggish moments last week against the Eagles, it was still get Gibbs the ball, and that was the only thing working. I mean, it was a pass game that did not hit on all cylinders for the Lions throughout the game necessarily. They had their moments. I think, again, we saw another team, especially early on. We were saying this in the viewing room a lot, right? They were affecting Jared Goff. They were getting pressure up the middle and making him move just a little bit, like we talked about with the Vikings game, like we talked last week with the Eagles game, and it's not as sharp. And he certainly was not on his game that way, and the pass game couldn't get it going. And there on the other side, the Giants were just one unbelievable play after another. I mean, it was a lot of fun to watch. The trick plays, everything. It was great, all of that. But as we know, slowly but surely, the Lions started to figure things out, and they started to move the ball at will as well, and it became a shootout that was a lot of fun to watch that the Giants found themselves on the familiar side of a losing game.
Gibbs kind of feels like this generation's Jamal Charles. When I watch him, that's what I think. And Jamal was weird because he had like not in a row, but 4 seasons of just being amazing as a pass catcher and runner, but he had some injuries in between.
Right.
So people might not think of Jamal Charles as great as, some people remember
The most
him.
underrated great running back in the history of the
like him
sport.
at his best was
special.
Kind of
Exactly.
Gibbs.
Him at his best was one of the few running backs in the history of the sport to average more than 5 yards per carry. Right. And it's similar to this. Gibbs, I think, is probably even more complete because he's just quicker. Yeah. Charles was a little bit like if you saw a seam, it was like, see ya, he's out of here, right? Gibbs has got some wiggle to him. Gibbs can break arm tackles. I mean, he runs hard. He's a special football player. I said to Florio today, right, because this is something I've kind of banged the table for the last 2 years. Pete Dummelittle-itis will tell you. You heard me maybe even saying it as I was walking in the studio today, right? Because I used to go, they give the ball to David Montgomery too much. And I used to get a lot of crap in my social media, like, why are you hating on David? And I know he's a good player.
Yep.
It wasn't about that. It was about we have Barry Sanders, the other guy. Or it's a superstar. And he can just do more. It's not a knock on David Montgomery. And it feels like about 6 or 7 weeks ago, they finally were like, yeah, what are we doing here? Like, David Montgomery for 7 was good, but if Gibbs had the ball there, that was 7D. And they finally stopped hitting their head against the wall there and have been giving him lots of touches.
So for the Giants, they are the first team in NFL history to blow a double-digit lead in 5 road games in a season. We've seen opponents affected by mystique, whether it's the Chiefs, we got the Chiefs, like they're going to find a way. The Patriots always found a way. No matter how much they're down, they come back. For the Giants, there is this bizarro. No matter how much they're up, teams are finding a way in the fourth quarter no matter what. And Shane Bowen obviously pays the price. The report is that the Giants have fired him this morning.
Right.
So now it's going to be, was this the defensive coordinator? Is this the roster? Which is it? Do you see things schematically with them in fourth quarters where you're like, they just aren't pressing any of the right buttons, or do you think it's also personnel?
Well, I think a little bit it's some personnel, right? It's definitely schematically we've broken it down, maybe not doing the right thing on the down and distance or whatever it is. I think also on top of that, right, there's some offensive blame to go along with it. And I think this is one where I could certainly look at that too. To me, it's inexcusable the way they get run on with that defensive front. That's inexcusable. I don't get that. And the linebackers aren't that bad either. So to where we give up some of these runs, I'm shocked by that, right? But at the same time, does the offense help out always too? No, you're up 27-24. Jameis Winston throws an interception, right? Okay, you got a chance there to kind of put your foot on the throat of the Lions a little bit more. How about the end of the football game? I still have a problem with it. I have a problem with the end of the football game. And again, you're going to see me stand on my soapbox again and talk about, can we stop the...
But you're consistent with this.
We're aggressive, and nobody can question that. It's like the media doesn't know how to go, oh, you're aggressive, you were trying to win the game? Okay, man, I don't have a follow-up. I don't have a follow-up. Well, hold on, let me write it in the paper. New York Post, they're aggressive. That's good enough for me. Like, it's just, I don't agree with it. And I know this one's a little bit debatable. I understand that. But, this is a situation where you're up by 3, okay, and there's a lot of pressure on the Lions, like a lot, okay? And I think that's what analytics are missing is the psychology aspect of all this. So you're up by 3, you got the ball on the 4-yard line, you run the ball up the middle for 2 yards, they call timeout. You make them waste a timeout. The next play, they throw the ball, which I sat in the viewing room going, but just run the ball again. Run the ball. Maybe you'll score. We'll run the ball okay today. Plus, let's chew up more clock and make them waste the timeout again.
Right.
Okay? So, so they throw the ball there. Then they decide to run the ball on 3rd down, and they lose 4 yards trying to run it on the edge. Okay? And then we get to 4th and 6. 4th and 6. It's not like it's 4th and 2.5 or 4th and 1. It's 4th and 6. And yes, I still would have been a proponent. Kick the field goal. Go up by 6. The go up by 6 and put the pressure on them. Give yourself the psychology of, hey, something positive happened. We feel good about ourselves. Them going, oh, my gosh, we're about to lose maybe to the Giants. Right. We have to go and score a touchdown to win the football game.
We have to have a touchdown.
Now the pass rush can really go because they're going to probably be a little more scared to run the ball. So that aspect of it. Instead, it becomes, hey, we're up 3. Oh, we didn't get it. Oh, gosh, they're going to go down and get the field goal.
Right, now we're going into overtime.
We're going into overtime.
Which we've been bad.
It's almost like the mind goes right to that.
Yeah.
And that to me, again, like, I know we have nothing to lose as a Giants fan, but you do have something to lose. The game. You lost the game.
Right.
And there's just been a little too many of that to me and bad situational offensive play to go along with the shitty-ass defensive play in big moments. And that's why Shane Bowen's fired, and that's why they lose every game. They're up by 10 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, 12 straight road losses. That's the longest streak in the history of the New York Giants. Kafka's 0-2 as the interim head coach, although I thought this was an overall good showing from him yesterday, despite the ending.
I mean, Jameis Winston throwing 18 completions for 366 is insane.
Right.
I mean, insane.
Bombs away.
I mean, what is that yards per completion?
With Wan'Dale Robinson as his number 1, who had a great day, by the way.
Right, great day. I mean, so there's all that. That's great. Now, I think within that, we have to say it was a little concerning with Detroit. I mean, that was a little concerning that they were able to move the ball. And not only just move the ball, I mean, there was so many plays where you're like, the Giants are wide open. Like, where is Detroit? Guys running across the field, and you're like, there's nobody in the screen. Like, what is going on? So Detroit continues to be a dangerous team, but a team that continues not to really play consistent full-team football here. And that's what you worry about. Again, another team that will say, like, we're going to be fair to everybody else. We know they're good. We're holding them to they're here to go to the Super Bowl, not just to get to the wild card round. So, yeah, we're going to be a little more critical of the Lions than we are the Bears or somebody like that, right? With the Lions we expect them to go to the Super Bowl. And then when they play like this, you just go, ooh, I don't know if that's realistic to get where they want to go. They got to fix a few things.
Keith J. Hall weighing in. He says, it's not the roster. Get this Giants team a good coach, and they win these close games.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not going to fight that there.
Right.
I mean, a coach, let's think of two guys right off our head right now. Ben Johnson, Mike Vrabel.
Guys that find a way to win close games.
Right. We're gonna do the right things at the end of the football game. We're gonna be mentally tough because I'm going to be on your ass every day in practice, that when we get into the tough moment of the game, you're gonna go, thank God Vrabel and Ben Johnson aren't here to get on my ass. I can just go play football. I don't have to hear them.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what mentally tough teams are. Right? That's why the head coach can't be best buddies with everybody. Right? Can't be best buddies. Like I hear that the Penn State, the new guy. The locker, they want him to. Oh, the locker room loves him. The guys love him. I don't know any team that's ever been good that the guys are like, oh, I love my head coach.
Right.
We're laughing and smiling in the locker room all the time now. Like that never happened with Bill Belichick and the Patriots, or Bill Parcells and the Giants,
right,
or Bill Walsh and the 49ers. Like, winning is supposed to be uncomfortable until you hold the trophy, and then you go,
it was all worth it. Yeah.
It was worth it. That was awesome, right?
Right. Sean Payton's like that with the Broncos.
Exactly. There you go. There's another
They're like
one.
People call Sean Payton an asshole all the time. But the Broncos have 9 wins for a reason.
Right.
And they win every close game, and it's not pretty. But it's the difference of them now versus previous years.
Your team usually takes the personality of your coach. The Rams, creative, feisty, right? Full of energy. Why? Because their freaking coach is a freaking psycho who's full of energy.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, creative? I'll be thinking of a new play. And that's what they are. And that's usually what you get in the NFL. And, yeah, that's what we're getting jack diddly crap in New York right now.
Last thing from this game, I do think it had the play of the day. The Jameis Winston 33-yard catch and run was just hilarious.
I mean, I didn't think you could top the throwback to him where he threw the touchdown, the flea flicker. That, to me, I was like, man, that's the play of the day right there. And then that happened. I mean, that was the most fun we had in the viewing room, I thought, all year. We went crazy. Everybody went crazy.
Well, because of him breaking a tackle.
Off a DN, right. Barnes is getting clowned in the meeting today because they're like, you got stiff-armed by Jameis Winston?
And Olszewski had to kind of scramble to make a throw.
He, had good pocket presence.
He
moved up in the
like
pocket.
A college quarterback.
He did. He's like, wait, there's a little pocket here. Let me step up, and I'll throw a nice ball out there. Yeah, that was amazing. That was literally one of the first moments with all these good games I've ever had where I went, I think it's the Giants' day.
Right.
I think this is the day.
Boy, were you wrong.
Yeah, part 10.
Oh, man, Murphy's Law kicked in and everything goes wrong. All right, the Packers are our next game. They beat the Vikings 23-6. What's the headline for this game, Chris?
Micah drop.
Oh, boy, was it ever.
Yeah, it's a Micah drop because he's unreal. Myles Garrett, we know he's having an incredible year. We know that. Myles Garrett's probably playing defense end better than anybody in football. But, damn, this guy's still not far off. He's not. And he gets moved around more than Myles Garrett, right? I think, that aspect, and that's not always beneficial to sacks and everything that way because he can create so much chaos and havoc when he rushes inside, too, that it doesn't lead to stats, but it leads to, like, we showed a play on Football Night in America. He rushes up the middle last night. They got 3 guys on him. He knocks all 3 over. Somebody else gets the sack. The quarterback ran out of the pocket, right? Nobody's going to give Micah any stat or anything, and it's going, no, he effed the play up. He's the reason the whole play was a disaster. But within all of that, Packers win the game. I get that. But do the Packers have issues? Yeah. I mean, I'm still sitting here and go, I don't feel great about the Packers offense. I mean, the game was 10-6.
It's a lot more of the same.
If they don't muff the punt, right, where the ball hits, I can't even remember who it hit, one of the blockers, and they get the ball at the 5-yard line, I mean, we're getting a defensive Minnesota Vikings. This is the way the Vikings wanted it. Oh, 10-6.
Right.
JJ, you can just maybe make 1 or 2 throws. Maybe our defense can make an interception and give us a short field, and then we pull off a victory, right? That's how they want to play. And the Packers, they were being controlled that way. So, yeah, they won the game. The defense dominated. But we know J.J. McCarthy's got issues. So I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, yeah, the Packers got it all right now. And then offensively, I think it's still our same things. I mean, I don't know how much of the game you got to watch, but it's still, there's not a lot of short, intermediate passes.
I thought it was just exactly what you and I have broken down for 5 straight weeks.
If it's not one-on-one, he can't throw the ball. That's all they do, right? little shot down the field. Oh, he's one-on-one. I'll throw an out route or a comeback. Oh, he's one-on-one. I'll throw a go route. But the offense is not clicking. You can't sit here and tell me it's surgical. The good thing is they ran the ball.
Emmanuel Wilson filled in really well for Josh Jacobs.
He really did. I mean, he's a great compliment or backup or whatever. He hits the hole hard. But, yeah, I still have some of my concerns about the Packers. Again, as a team that we look at to go, they have Super Bowl potential. They have
made
a
the
Super
trade.
Bowl roster, right? And they're not playing to those capabilities at all.
For J.J. McCarthy, 2 interceptions, it's third straight game with 2. This is one, Chris, where it's going to be really hard to figure out what the Vikings do in the offseason because it feels like it's starting to reach the team's too good to just bet the house on him next year.
It's adding more pressure.
Right. But what they've invested in him, maybe it's a situation that you get somebody that can play at a serviceable level in case he does not look better over summer.
I think there's no doubt that happens.
You almost you can't bet the house on it next year.
They can't have Max Brosmer as the backup next year. They need an insurance policy.
Carson Wentz,
to go right. They need something to go. Wait, if it doesn't go well for 2 or 3 games, they can't go. Well, we're just going to take our lumps and be 2-8, right?
No, you can't afford that.
This is why they went through the whole discussion, and I know that why they reached out to Aaron Rodgers,
right?
Because they were a little bit like, man, we're basically starting a rookie, and a rookie in that who came from Michigan, where he didn't really have to throw the ball a ton anyway, so we need more reps there, but. Also, our team is ready right now, like you're saying.
That's
They're ready.
Problem. They're at a crossroads.
So that's what adds more pressure to the situation. And, yeah, he's not there yet. It's still too early. And then, of course, he has the flaws that we discussed last week on the Wednesday pod about not having versatility in throws, not having anticipation at times, no touch passes into zone windows, holding the ball too long at times in the pocket. The interceptions, they weren't good yesterday. They weren't. It didn't look good. And then on top of that, like we've talked about too, they just don't run the ball at a consistent rate either to really bring him along or help it out a little bit. But yeah, I mean, he's going to be under more scrutiny and pressure than any quarterback in the sport here down the stretch and into December.
I'm with you all the way. Our last game for Give Me the Headlines, the Bears do it again. They beat the Steelers 31-28. They keep winning these close games. What's the headline here, Chris?
You're going to go build the bear. Build a bear, all right? That's what we're going. I had a few here, right? And Pete always helps me up, but this is build a bear because they are building something here right now. They are. Ben Johnson is the freaking man, as we've discussed already, okay? Caleb Williams, you're watching it happen right in front of our eyes. Again, I know it's not perfect, but there was another game yesterday where there was more plays and throws in rhythm, the offense. He missed a few throws, too, where I go, man, damn, Caleb Williams, you're too damn good to miss that throw right there. But this is still a learning process. And what I'll throw on top of it, too, Connor, was it kind of felt like the game was going a Steelers game kind of way.
They played this environment quite often.
Right, exactly. And you felt like, oh, gosh, they got a strip sack for a touchdown. Oh, they're running the ball today. Right? Oh, man, this is going to be the Steelers. Here they go. Right? But the Bears hung in there. Down 21-14, started to make some plays, move the ball that way. Caleb started to dice them up a little bit. Their defense, which has been a turnover machine this year, Montez Sweat gets the strip sack, right? Those were the big moments of the game. They go in at halftime. They get a stop on the defensive side of the ball. They're down 21-17, third quarter. Their defense gets a stop. Caleb and company go right down the field, score a touchdown. He throws the seam route to, Moore. What the hell is Moore's first name?
DJ?
DJ, thank you. I was going to say Dante. I couldn't come up with that. I got too many college and everything in my head. Right? I know. So DJ throws that one. Then they get I believe, the strip sack the next series with Sweat. They go down and score again. They're a takeaway machine. And so to me, what I liked is, in a game where run game didn't dominate for Chicago.
Swift had nothing going.
Right.
It was actually Monungai was better than
right. Steelers had some moments of making the Bears offense look ugly, but they hung in there. and then find a way to win the football game and, of course, make some plays on the offensive side of the ball and then really bear down on the defensive side of the ball where you're like, man, the first half, the Steelers moved the ball kind of up and down the field on the Bears, and the Bears found a way to kind of stop that. And the Steelers had some opportunities in the game to have the ball, make the game closer, and they can never really do that. So credit to the Bears for an all-around win there.
And to your point about Ben Johnson and his adjustments, it was just a much better, a cleaner second half for Caleb Williams. In the second half, and I thought it was a slow start to this game.
Right.
He was 9 of 14, 119 yards, so he averaged 8.5 passing yards per attempt in the second half, and he didn't throw a pick, and he had his touchdown. And here's maybe the most important part: he got the ball out in 2.68 seconds.
So that when I said in rhythm, that's what it felt like. It felt
not
like
the 3.2.
Wasn't not to sit there.
No.
Wait, he's open, but I think I can wait for somebody to be more open, or let me make this guy miss, and then I could maybe run for 10 or throw it on the run. Oh no, it was incomplete because I threw a ball 9 million miles per hour. Right, but he's learning, and he's special, and he's still not getting the credit he deserves. I mean, again, here he is, number 1 pick of the draft. The Bears were a dumpster fire last year. They keep winning games late in games. He's been clutch as hell, but I said this to Flory today, but because he paints his nails and everything,
people just don't like
people
Caleb Williams.
The old school faction of the media and the NFL people in the NFL just can't get over that. He painted his nails orange and blue for the Bears. He can't be good at quarterback. Right? I mean, it's ridiculous that. And it bothers me a little bit at a personal level. But, yeah, I give them credit. And then, also they had the DeAndre Swift fumble at midfield. I forgot to mention the whole thing.
Yeah,
right. Which was not a fumble. Let me just say.
Here we go. Yep.
He was laying on the ground, and they pulled it out of his arms in the scrum, and the Steelers sold it to the refs. And then, of course, in a scrum, we couldn't see it. And the refs just, we don't know what to do. We'll give them the ball, and then we'll go to review. We'll review it. Well, they couldn't see it. And by anything you look at, I mean, he's on the ground. So what I want to say is all defenses in football, anytime there's a scrum now, take the ball out of the running back's hands when he's on the ground, have your guys point, and they might not be able to see a replay and see if you can fool one of these dumb referees and point in the wrong way. But that was another moment where you were like, the Steelers made a play. Oh, here goes their D. Can the Bears, withstand all this? Yeah. And then they came back and made a 4th and 1 stop right after that. And the defense came out big. Good team win for them, and I'm pumped to watch them on Black Friday against the Eagles.
Nicholas Wheatley, 8102. Bears-Eagles will be a good game. If the Bears win, they are legit contenders.
I mean, yes. Because I'm reluctant to say legit contenders.
Me too. I've been that way.
Can they be in the playoffs? Sure. Right? Where I go, yeah, of course they can be a playoff team. And when they get in the playoffs, could they win maybe one game and be dangerous? Of course they can because of this quarterback and Ben Johnson and what they do, right? And then, Dennis Allen will do some crazy stuff in a playoff game too. But, yeah, have I looked at them yet to go, they're a team I think can make a run in the NFC? No. But to that point right there, if they win on Black Friday at Philadelphia, that'll make me recalibrate and go, okay, maybe the Bears are a little bit better. And then one thing I'll say about the Bears, I do think they'll be able to protect against the Eagles a little, right? The Bears can protect. Their O-line pretty damn good. And then we know they can make plays. And they're a team that I think can throw the ball outside the numbers like we talked about against the Eagles.
Because of his arm and the receivers.
Now, can the Bears defense hold up and all that? That'll be another thing we'll have to see. But I hear whoever said that.
Yeah, Nicholas Wheatley. Yeah, 24 takeaways for the Bears. That's the most in the NFL this season. Richie, 3208, weighing in, says the Bears feel a bit like the Vikings last year. The defense is causing a crazy number of turnovers, but that's never sustainable. Great season for them and something to build off, but probably a small step below.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's where you and me feel about it, right? I think if we were to feel, we still feel like they're probably a defensive player or two away on that side of the ball to go, right? It'd be nice if they can get their secondary healthy because, it'd be if we can get Johnson and Kyler Gordon out there on a consistent basis, I think that will help. But I'm with you at Richie 3208. I feel the same way. It's a great year. Everything's going in the right direction. Ben Johnson has got the organization on the right track, and he's got the number one asset in your organization looking like he's legit in Caleb Williams. And, yeah, you heard me say it. If I had to redraft them all again, I was wrong about Drake May, but I'd still take Caleb Williams number one. I just see too much there that I just go, I like it, and it's special.
You know who I want to see on this team next year?
Yeah.
Jeremiah Love.
Oh, my gosh. That would be amazing.
Yeah. No disrespect to Swift, and I love Kyle Monangai as much as anyone. But if you put Jeremiah Love in the Swift role and keep Monunga as your number 2.
Yeah, you could have some Jameer Gibbs, Detroit Lions stuff. I would think Ben Johnson would like
thinking
that
the
very,
same
very
thing.
much.
Yeah, they're going to win.
Right.
They're winning too many games, though. The Steelers, they're 2-4 in their last 6 games after they started 4-1. T.J. Watt did pass his brother J.J., of course, in career sacks as he gets to 115. J.J. finished with 114.5 before he moved into the broadcast booth on that strip sack that resulted in a Steelers touchdown.
Watt brothers are legends.
Man, they are. But the Steelers right now, rough waters, it feels like. And we talked about this before it happened because the books were on the Ravens, and they're looking correct right now.
Right.
It's just, as you look at their remaining schedules, I mean, the Steelers play home against Buffalo, and that's a big game for Buffalo now.
Definitely.
They're at Baltimore, against Miami, at Detroit, at Cleveland.
They could lose every one of those.
Detroit,
I mean,
it's
Steelers
possible.
aren't good enough for me to sit here and go, oh, yeah, they're going to win, right? I mean, they can win some of those, but they could lose every one.
The Ravens is a softer schedule.
Yes.
It's Bengals, Steelers, Bengals.
Right.
Okay, the Pats aren't easy, the Packers aren't easy, and then the Steelers.
Right.
But, I mean, yeah, the Bengals defense doesn't scare you at all. That's a gauntlet for the Steelers. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to rush back because of it, but I don't know if that's going to make a significant
I don't know if it is either. I'm not so sure. I mean, the offense, they did some good things on offense yesterday. Right. You know, Mason Rudolph did a good job, but what I was more impressed with was their creative run game. They ran all these sweeps and speed sweeps and reverses.
Gainwell involved.
Yeah, that were I found really, really creative. But yeah, the Steelers, they got some work in front of them, and they, to your point too, the Ravens, they're not perfect. We're going to talk about them, I know, coming up.
Yep.
But their D is playing good. And their offense doesn't feel like it's playing very good, but they're winning football games. And I sit here and just go, I think it's only a matter of time with their offense. The Steelers, to your point and what you talked about with them, hey, they were, an older team that I feel like tried to patch it together for one more run. And you're just seeing that they're not good enough.
Limited.
They're limited.
Yeah.
Yo. Thanks for watching, homies. We are now in the NFL season here on Chris Simms Unbuttoned.
Hit subscribe to get our weekly picks, game recaps, film deep dives, and much, much more.
Thanks again for watching. Subscribe, rate, review. Peace out. You know where to find us.